Hey guys, Trip, Maximum Overland. Top 5. I wanted to do a quick thing for you guys to show you kind of some gear that we've been talking about in the other overlanding series and how to begin to be an overlander. And I just wanted to kind of show you something that I feel from Walmart. I know it's crazy, from Walmart. That's in my top 5. And this is gear that I keep with me at all times, that's still in my kit, that I continue to use because it hasn't failed me. And again, I talk to you all the time about put your money where your mouth is. If I pay for it, regardless if it's expensive or cheap, if it works, I will literally recommend it to everybody. And the biggest thing is this is about a budget. And so regardless if you've got the money to go buy bougie things, excuse me, but why wouldn't you save money? So what I did was I went and got a secondary piece of kit that I already have as a backup. And again, it's stuff that I use currently in my kit. And now I'll just have 2 of them. And so I'll kind of be able to split them between a reveal that I've got coming pretty soon. I'm going to have an Overland off-road trailer that I'll be introducing to the channel pretty soon. So I'll be able to have one set of them in that, and then the other set that stays in the Jeep with the Jeep for when I just do single night, overland overnights and stuff, just either single or 1 or 2 day camping trips alone. But without further ado, I want to show you the top 5 things that you can start with and throw in your kit, and I assure you, A, they're gonna last long. B, you'll be impressed with the price and the quality. And C, again, this stuff came from Walmart. It didn't come from Camping World. It didn't come from REI. It didn't come from some of the higher end stores or reputable names. These are Walmart brands, and for what they are, you'll be super impressed with how long they actually work and how they work. So, number 1, we talk about all the time, one of the most important things in overlanding and camping, or any type of outdoor life, is the ability to have water with you. Being the very first thing, this is a Lifestraw. This costs $17.47. This is something that you can use repeatedly for 1,000 gallons of water can pass through this before you need to replace the filter. So when you're out camping and overlanding, say you don't have a water, say you've got it in a backpack, you literally put this in your pocket or your backpack and carry it with you. If you come up on the stream, whatever container you're using is empty, you can take it from that cleaner side of the water, fill your container up, and use this directly inside of the container, drink directly inside of the container, right from it, and you have constant water. 1,000 gallons can pass through this. So you can actually take this and dip it into the stream and drink from the stream, and you can do it for 1,000 gallons. And this was $17. It doesn't get better than that. Doesn't get cheaper than that. So again, straight from the Overlanding series, water, number 1. Number 2, guys, is this thing. Of course, I drop it. An emergency blanket. This thing cost me $274. It's a Mylar emergency blanket, and this is something you can keep in your car, in your glove box, in any kind of field kit, in multiple cars for what it costs. And I would suggest you do that. You can use them for a numerous amount of things. You can lay them under your sleeping bag if you're sleeping on the floor of a tent, and use it for redirecting the cool temperatures from coming up into your sleeping area and your sleeping bag and making you cold at night. You can put them under your cot and your sleeping bag. You can wrap yourself in them. In an emergency situation, this becomes a blanket. There are a million reasons why you should have one of these, and the first reason is it's $2.74. Enough said, right? This can literally save your life. And you can use it in a multitude of ways, not just by wrapping around you. You can wrap it under you, you can put it under something, you can use it as a canopy. There's a million ways to do this. And again, back to the Overlanding series, this is super important. This is part of your emergency kit. You need to have one of these. And as small as it is, the size of a card pack, you can have one of this in every one of the vehicles that you're in. Because everybody is always trying to think about how can I carry a quilt or a blanket for winter storms and cover all these things. You don't need to. However many people are generally in your car, keep one of these in there for them. That takes care of that. No more grandma's quilt in the back window. We love you, Grandma, but this is kind of smarter. Okay. There's a lot of debate on this next topic and where it falls in the list, and there are solutions that go in more in depth, but then they go in more in depth with more training. And so it really depends on where your training level is, on what type of kit you should have. So that being said, this is the Happy Wander first aid kit. This kit right here is a 134 piece kit. Cuts, scrapes, lacerations, burns, bleeds, blisters. This thing literally has, as a quick grab is what I use it for. This guy right here generally is attached to the molly panels in the back of my seat. And it's on Velcro, it's just a quick grab. So this is what I keep for general fixing. And it comes in a nice bag. This is a neat little bag. And the way it's attached to the molly panels is I just have some Velcro that's 3M to it. Just sticks there. So anytime I have something small happen, cuts, most of the time I use black electrical tape. Archaic, but this really serves that purpose. And again, this is all under $20. And so you're talking about saving yourself from infection, stopping a bleed, even simple blisters from not used to being wearing your hiking boots and going hiking. Well, we fixed that with this. This kit is $17. It's less than $17, guys. It's $16.97. It's 134 pieces. You can't make this stuff up. Walmart, I want you guys to understand that Walmart has been part of the outdoor world for a long, long time. And they spent a long time, rifling through multiple different vendors and multiple different types of things that they carry. And they've really narrowed it down to a pretty good amount of stuff that is actually pretty good quality. They do have a certain amount of stuff that's probably below average for sure. But stuff like this, you can't go wrong. It's ointments, it's creams, it's Band-Aids, it's gauze. It's things that regardless of what brand they are gonna do the job. And so again, back to the Overlander series, this is what I'm talking about. Your very first aid kit resides at Walmart, at your local Walmart for $17. And this again, with the small size, this is something you should have in every one of the vehicles you have. Again, there's no reason not to have something like this. And again, we can't control when things happen. And I assure you, once you get more involved in the overlanding life, you're going to come home with scrapes and bumps and bruises, because the more you get comfortable doing things, the more you take on, and your skill set changes. So you want to use those skills. So when you do, we generally end up bumping ourselves, cutting ourselves, or worse. So again, number 3, it can fall anywhere on the list of the top 5, but the Happy Wanderer Medic Kit, 134 pieces for $17. You can't beat it, guys. You really can't. Think about it. So to this point, when we talk about the lists and how to overland, again, water, staying warm and shelter, taking care of yourself in an emergency situation. All the other things are not the important things. What tires you have on your vehicle, what rims, what type of lights you use. None of that's important. What's important is safety and self-care. Water, medical, warmth. Okay? like I said, I'm going to beat that stuff into you guys because I want you guys to understand that there's so many things that go into this that don't really necessarily have to do with the type of gear you have. The gear is cool. We will do cool gear. I've got some cool gear stuff that I've got. I just got a brand new Rode mic for the cameras. It's a pretty neat little piece of kit. But along that, we're doing some stuff to the Jeep. The Jeep supercharged. It's getting some motor work going on. We're changing gears. We will get to all that, but this stuff is really dear to my heart. I carry this stuff in my work trucks. I make my guys carry them in work trucks. This is something that you should always have. I don't know why that anybody that would enter this, we'll call it genre of hobbies, wouldn't be prepared at all times. In my daily job, I make my guys carry fire extinguishers. They carry first aid kits. They carry simple abilities to get water. We work in remote locations, remote tower locations, and so this is something that carries on. We do high angle rescue training. So with all of that stuff, this is something that we live and breathe. And the reason being is because I assure you, when you need it and you're trained to use it, it's so nice to be able to run and grab it. And one of the biggest things about this whole genre and hobby, if that's what you call it, lifestyle, is not reasons for winches and things like this isn't for us. It's we're always trying to help the person next to us. And so generally when you're using your winch, you're recovering somebody else. When you're using your max tracks, you're recovering somebody else. Generally, when you're pulling your first aid kit, it's because I've pulled it out and I'm running to somebody that's been in a car accident that has nothing to do with camping, and we're not even going camping or overlanding. This is in general traffic. So think about that and start using that premise as a way to start changing your thinking on everyday life. I'm not talking about survival tactics and things of that nature. We practice, some of my friends and my guys do, but this is just generally about life and being prepared to not only help you but help the person next to you, and how to use that stuff and be fluid with it. So you know where it is in every vehicle, and you teach your kids, hey, you know, where's the fire extinguisher in daddy's vehicle, or honey, where's the fire extinguisher, where's the med kit, all those things. I digress. Moving on. So that's the top 3 so far. Now, I'm not sure where they lay. That'll be up to you, but we'll figure that out. One of the next items is something that people will say, oh, you've got to have a name brand. You've got to have a specific type to really work well. Now, I found that in this genre, there are ones that have neat bells and whistles to them, and I use 2 specifically. And this one is my utility one. It's the one I leave strapped around the headrest in my work truck and on the passenger headrest of my Jeep, and I use it for all the utility stuff. And this is a Coast headlamp. Now, this specific one has multiple settings on the main light, so that you've got bright, medium, and low light, and then you also have red, same way. And the neat thing about this is, the cost, and for the cost, what you get. Not only do the batteries that come in it, they're AAA, do they last a long time? They do a really good job of putting a lot of light out there, regardless if you're using the red light or the white light, LED. And that's a lot to ask for a lot of cheaper headlamps. A lot of cheaper headlamps burn batteries real fast. The light is generally just not significant enough to do much with. Does it light the area up so you can somewhat move through the area or the forest without maybe falling over something? Yes. But is it visually bright enough to identify things well and work with things? Generally, I found they're not. This guy is $19. Again, under $20. $19 for a headlamp, and I would suggest this all day long. I use these at work and out in the field camping. And I think one of the ones that it's probably the older brother of this one. I've had for probably 4.5 years. And I've only changed the batteries once in it. So now it's not used a whole lot, but that says a lot. That's battery longevity and just what it is. My work affords me to be able to buy whatever product I want or the one that I deem the safest. And again, I could go out and go get O-Lights, and I could go get Extremes and different types of brands, but this Walmart Coast works fine. And you know what's super neat about it? Walmarts are everywhere. So if I have an issue where one fails when I'm traveling through somewhere, which has never happened in 5 years that I've used these, I can stop in and pick another one up for $19. So again, get a good look at this guy. It's the Coast. It's the 415 lumen. It's the FL65. Again, it's got a wide angle flood and it's got the red. It's impressive for $19. It really is, because when you compare this to some of the costs of like say an O-Light, what's that other brand? I digress. Anyway, those are $75 and plus and more. And this guy was $19. So keep that in mind. Safety, we've now taken the water. We've got something to wrap ourselves with. We've got a first aid kit to protect us if something goes wrong. And in the dark, we can still travel to keep moving to where we need to go if something were to happen to our vehicle. Not to mention that, the red light or white light you can use to signal vehicles or even aircraft. The last thing on the list is something that I still use, I consistently use, and I have better, but I don't know what it is about the little bag. So this is a little 11-a-piece kit, and this again is an Ozark Trail. It's a 2-person table setting pack, and it comes in this little bag. So inside of the Jeep, I just have a little hook next to the window, and this just kind of hangs there. So whenever I stop, pull over, make a sandwich, whip something up, and I'm actually preparing meals, the first dishes that ever get used are this guy, because I unhook them, and I've got 2 plates, I've got 2 cups or bowls, and those are extendable bowls, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Or cups, you can use them as bowls or cups. Now coffee gets a little warm in your hand, but with a glove in the winter, it's actually kind of nice because it keeps your hands warm. But as far as that goes, that's your cup or a bowl. I've eaten cereal out of them, I've eaten soup out of them, and I drink coffee and water out of them. So again, they're super neat, they're super easy to wash and take care of, and they're actually pretty durable for what they are. They're just little rubber plates or rubber bowls, and you get 2 of those. On top of that, they're flatware. So 2 forks, 2 spoons, 2 knives. It's hard and it works really well. You can cut. So some of the things that's hard with plastic is they're super flimsy, right? And it's really hard to cut meat and stuff. I assure you this, it doesn't matter what you have. Even if you're a poor cook and you made some tough meat, these are hard enough, and the serrations in this plastic are actually good enough that regardless of how tough it is, you can work yourself right through it. So keep that in mind. This is the last one, and the plate's just, it's kind of like a plate, you know, it's a small plate. It's got high sides for any kind of sauce, and it's a good size. This thing is a good piece of kit for what it is. You can always level up. We talk about leveling up all the time, but this is some of the stuff that you need, utility items. And these are utility items that I still continue to use. I don't know if you're gonna catch me just saying, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna get rid of this. Unless I had a friend come up to me and say, hey, guess what? I really wanna get into the lifestyle, and there's some stuff that I need that I just don't have the money for right now. Is there anything you can pass down? Now, I have other plates and bowls and stuff like that that are kind of in the waiting for the trailer and stuff. And could I split those up, put some in a trailer and some in a Jeep? Yes. So that's a kit that I would gladly pass down to somebody. And to think how much I've used it and how many meals, and they're still work fine and they're plastic, says a lot. I'm going to pass those down. And that kit, just so you know, this 11-piece 2-person kit was $7, $6.75. You can't beat it. You can't. So that's the closing. That's the last one. Please do me a favor. Comment. Help these people out that are new. Put comments below to help these people out. Put links below. Whatever it takes to help the people that are new to this lifestyle find the things that they need at a low budget price. Help them. Again, this was top five for under 20 bucks at Walmart. And on a budget, you can't beat these things. So again, if you haven't, do me a favor, go subscribe. It helps me out. At the same time, everything in this list, I'll put in a link below. And they're clickable links. You can go check them out. Other than that, thanks for stopping by.